Hi guys, I spoke to you last time about being offered a quota bag at Hermes and having to politely decline my sales assistant because it wasn't quite right for me. And a lot of you may have found yourself in this position already, or you speculate that this could happen in the future, which is very, very possible because when you do put a wish list request in, your sales assistant will try very hard, of course, to try and fulfill the exact specifications of what you'd like, but they don't have a crystal ball. And so you may find that what you are offered on that day when they pop their hand into that dust bag and bring out something special, it may be a variation on what you had put on your wish list, or it could be something completely surprisingly different that may or may not delight you. And so I think it's important that all of us go in with a sense of the ability to adjust and pivot on the moment depending on what comes out of that dust bag. But there are a few things you need to consider if you are going to decline. I think the first thing, and I know this gets harped on about a lot, but it's your relationship with your sales assistant. So if you do have a fairly smooth sailing relationship with your sales assistant, I feel like most sales assistants would like to please people. It is very natural that most of the population are people pleasers, and we do want to make other people happy, and they do want to see customers walk out the door with their absolute dream come true, and they want to see that reaction from you as well when they surprise you with the quota bag. So most sales assistants are going to try and really get what you have asked for. And if your sales assistant is that sort of person and the bag hasn't been quite what you asked for, I do feel that politely saying no to that will then lead to another bag offer later on. However, if there has been any sort of hiccup in the relationship, any sort of misunderstanding, any sort of bad blood, any sort of requirements for you to talk to a store manager, anything that has created a bit of a ripple in this relationship, I feel like if you do get a bag offer, you should probably take it and accept it and then move on and try and move on to a different sales assistant or to a different store. If you are offered something a little bit left field, it is important to not let that cloud your judgment and to think that perhaps your sales assistant knows your style and perhaps has an outside view of your aesthetic that's even more in tune with you than what you realize. And that is 100% true with what happened to me when I was offered my Kelly 25 in Cray, because I hadn't even thought that Cellier was my style. But then when I held up that sort of look up against myself, I realized actually this ladylike structured style is actually working really, really well with me. And as you may know, I've then moved on to get other items that are in the Cellier style too. So you don't know what you don't know. And because it is hard to try on a lot of these bags, before you actually do purchase them, you may think in your mind that something's going to work better for you, but you won't realize until you actually have it in your hand, it's sitting up against your frame and you can see that for yourself. So this definitely goes for sales assistants that may text you an option in a message before you've come in, and they may say, I've got this particular quota bag, do you want to try it? And some people will just shut down in their mind when they see something that they don't like. They might see that the hardware isn't perfect. They might see that it's Retin-A when they wanted a Cellier, or Cellier when they wanted Retin-A, or maybe the size they think isn't appropriate for them. I would always suggest just go in and have a look. They're offering it to you anyway, and it doesn't really hurt to go in and give it a try, see what it looks like before you completely rule it out of the picture. It's also important to think that when you do get something that's a little bit out of your wish list, is it a gap that you've got in your current collection that you didn't realize that you had? So also this is in the case of when I was offered the Cellier bag when I had preferred a Retin-A bag. I actually realized a lot of my bags were in this slouchy style and I didn't have anything as structured as the Cellier. And so it really is such a well-used bag now, as is my Mini Kelly, because I found that this structured style actually works really, really nicely with so many of my outfits, and it was filling in this gap that I absolutely had. if this is one of those crazy unicorn stories that you hear about where someone has gone in and they've made a very small purchase and then they've been offered a quota bag, well, yes, obviously say yes to the bag, whatever it is, because that happens so rarely, it's insane. But of course, if you're playing the game like most of us are, where you're making those weekly or monthly visits and you're slowly chipping away at your pre-spend and you're working over a 6-month period or whatever it is towards a bag, then yes, that's different. I think you really need to make sure that you're 100% happy with it. But if it is one of those moments where you can afford it and you're offered something crazy after a very, very low pre-spend, then I think, look, if you can afford it, go for it and definitely grab that bag right then. Now, I think that considering where you are in your journey is also really important too, because if it's your first quota bag, yes, you're more likely to have your guard down and you're going to be super keen. You're more likely to jump and say yes to the first bag that you're offered. And so that naturally does mean that you'll let your guard down. Really important also, of course, to realize that these bags are thousands and thousands of dollars. So you do need to make still a good judgment along the way. But you may find that by the time you get to your third or your fourth quota bag, you may become more discerning with what you decide to add to your wardrobe now that you've got a few Kellys or a few Birkins in your wardrobe as well. So you do also need to step back and think, does it work when I add different colors or crazy colors to my wardrobe if you're offered something that's extremely colorful? Or do these smaller or larger bags, do they fit into my lifestyle? And if you are a few quota bags along, I feel like even more so, it is easier for you to say no because your sales assistant knows that you are not a reseller. They've seen you come back to the store with the bags. They do want to make you happy because they know that you're a client that returns. And so in order to try and sustain that relationship with you, they will continue to search for the right sort of bag for you if they haven't fulfilled it yet with that particular offer. And so then there's this thought process of what do you do after you decline a bag. Of course, you do need to show some gratitude, and I think that doesn't need to be said, does it? That you, on that day, you will see the bag, you will decline it, you'll be very grateful, and then you'll head off, and sadly, without an orange bag with you. And after that, there's this concern about what you should do now that you've said no. I think the first thing you need to do before you leave the appointment is to reiterate what sort of things you definitely want on your wish list. So if you did have a very, very broad spectrum of specifications on your wish list, I think now is the time to really narrow those down to make your sales assistant job a little bit easier. And that might be by reiterating that you're only after a particular size, a particular leather, or a particular color family. Then I think when you leave, you need to have come to terms with the fact that you will need to pre-spend again. Now, this is controversial because some people will say, look, they've offered you something already. You've obviously hit pre-spend. Why would you need to spend again? I personally think that if you're in this journey of playing the Hermes game, you do have to have a little bit of a loose wallet. And it doesn't mean that you need to go in there and splash $10,000 on fine jewelry or buy a piece of furniture or anything. But I personally find that it's nice to say thank you in a small way to your sales assistant for giving you that first offer that you were given, and to come back not straight away, but maybe in a few weeks' time and buy something small, buy a scarf, just touched base. You don't need to bring up the bag again. They already know about it. There's no need to harp on and make their life miserable about the fact that you are desperate for a bag because they know that you're desperate for a bag. And so go in, make a purchase, make some small chat, touch base, and then leave. And then after that purchase, I think you can sit it out a little bit longer. So I would maybe wait maybe 3-4 weeks or so after you've had that initial offer, then go back in after a month or so and then make a small purchase and then pop off again. And then I think you can wait a little bit longer. Now, if you're waiting 2, 3, 4+ months, I think it's probably time to come back in again and show your face again. I don't think that the fact that you've been offered a bag is an invitation for you to completely rest on your laurels and sever this relationship and just sit at home and wait for a quota bag to come. Yes, you can certainly do that, but I would personally feel uncomfortable with doing that. And so I feel like just doing these small purchases, little perfumes, little scarves, that sort of thing is a great way to continue to just gently touch base again with your sales assistant and remind them that you're still there. There is this fear that when you have said no to your sales assistant, that they're going to be mortally offended and they're going to scurry to the back and tell the sales manager what a terrible customer you are and that you should never be allowed to cross into that store again. That is definitely not the case. And I know many scenarios where people have declined bags and they have then been offered a different option of a bag afterwards. In fact, I don't actually know of any circumstance where someone has declined a bag and had an ongoing relationship with their sales assistant. I'm not talking about one where you go into an unknown store and you have an unknown sales assistant and you've met them for the first time and they've given you a bag. But I'm talking about where you've had an ongoing store relationship and you've said no. There have been no stories where people have then been completely banished from the store and not been offered a quota bag again. So again, this is coming back to trusting the process and knowing that, look, your sales assistant will continue to look out for you, but it is unfortunately a waiting game because they don't know what's going to come in and they don't know also exactly at what point in time you'll be competing for a bag against someone else as well. So it will come in. You do need to just sit tight and wait. But there is that element of, yes, am I going to be waiting 6 months? Am I going to be waiting 2 months? Am I going to be waiting a year? In most cases, I've heard that most people's other offer does come in within 1 to 6 months. So you're going to have to sort of establish in your mind that you have this particular period of time where you're going to have to be a little bit patient and wait it out. And I think that above all, it is very easy to lose sight of the fact that these bags are extremely, extremely expensive. And it is easy to forget that because when you've been pre-spending for a while, you just notice that the numbers sort of accumulate over time and you are so set on getting this particular quota bag, it's really easy to lose sight of the fact that no, you don't just want any sort of quota bag sitting in your closet, you want the dream bag. So I think it's really important to, I guess it's like going into an auction for a house and that sort of thing, isn't it? You've got to know where your limit is as to where you're going to stop if you do decide to deviate away from your wish list, and then just trying to stick to that and having that willpower, because of course when you're inside the store, I absolutely know that feeling of when you get that message and then you going into the store and you're thinking to yourself, I'm leaving with a quota bag today. I am leaving with a quota bag today. Today is the day I'm coming home with a quota bag. I'm going to walk out of this store with a quota bag. And then on that day when you decline and you walk out of the store and you are not holding that orange bag with your beautiful special quota bag in it, it is crushing. Yes, it is first world problems. I completely understand, but you've been working towards this bag. It's been a dream of yours. It's been really important to you and to me, obviously. So it is something I completely understand. And trust me, I have absolutely no willpower. So if I can do it and say no to a very special offer, I'm sure you can too when the need arises. Let's finish off with this beautiful ready-to-wear piece that I picked up at the store recently. And this has come in a lovely garment bag. And this is a lesson in itself, this jacket too. So you can see this is the harness coat, the beautiful harness coat. I mean, she's in 100% cotton twill. She has the clou de sel buttons. I haven't taken any of the plastic off because she has just come home with me. She has this palladium slider belt here, and then most beautifully, and what really caught my eye when I saw this on the hanger at the store, is this halter harness section at the back here, which I absolutely adore. I think this makes the piece so special, and I really, really love this particular part of the coat. It's got these little palladium eyelets underneath the armpit section here. This is in a blue noir color, and you can see that there are these saddle inspired pockets with the piping here, and these have very, very deep pockets. You can see they go all the way down to there. And I'll just open this up so you can have a look in here. It is made in Italy. And this retailed for 6,875 Australian dollars. So you can see these snap closure buttons there. Now, why do I say this coat was a lesson in itself? So the first time I saw this was actually in the brown gold color. And when I'm looking at ready to wear, it hasn't very much been the case that a piece has ever screamed out to me from the rack, but in the gold it absolutely did. And the reason was that you could see this harness even more clearly, and the gold color was just this lovely, rich, gold color. It was just absolutely stunning. And I tried it on, and I think it had just come into the store. I tried it on, spent a really long time with it on because I clearly did love it, and I should have listened to my instincts at that point in time. And the only thing that was concerning me was that this arm circumference was a little bit wide for me. I forgot to mention that this does have this adjustable cleidocell here, so you can either make it this size or you can snap it over and make a little bit tighter, which I do need to have it a little bit tighter along there. So I like that that's adjustable, by the way. So yes, it was a little bit wide, and I just wasn't sure if the silhouette was right on me. Now, if you have a look at these pictures, it looks absolutely stunning on me, but I don't know why I did not get it on that day. So I decided to walk away from it, and I went home, and I could not stop thinking about this jacket. I could not stop thinking about this jacket, and I was looking at it online, and then I was like, no, you just need to forget about it. And then I could not forget about it. So then I messaged my sales assistant and I said, I cannot stop thinking about this jacket. I think I'm going to come back and get it. And of course he said to me, it was gone, and it was sold out. It was sold out everywhere. And I was like, oh, it's just not meant to be. It's just not meant to be. And I was really trying to just adjust in my mind, think, look, it wasn't meant to be. It's just the one that got away. And so then I was in the store the other day, just having a bit of a look around again, touching base with my sales assistant. And I was talking about this jacket, and he said, yeah, it's really unfortunate it hasn't come back in. If it did, I would have let you know. And then he said, oh, actually, it is in the blue noir color, that there is a one here for you to try, but it wasn't in my size. So I tried it on and I was like, oh, this is really nice, but oh well, it's not in my size. Again, not meant to be. And then he looked on his little iPad thingy, went at the back and realized that there was another one in my size. But this was after I had left. And so after I left, he messaged me and he said, actually, I found one at the back, because I looked on my little computer thing, and I was like, that's mine. I'm taking it. Freeze. I'm going to take that home. So I went back to the store and then picked it up. And I think I'm just going to be okay with the fact that the arm length isn't perfect, or I'm going to have to get a tailor to maybe bring it in a little bit. Hermes won't generally reduce these cuff arm sizes, the circumference of them, because they feel like it does alter the style of the coat too much from what it had originally intended to be. So if I do decide to do that, it will have to be with my own personal tailor. So that is the story of how I should have gotten it in the gold, but instead, look, I do have this beautiful piece. I do love it. It's just that ideally I would have preferred it in the other color, and it probably would have filled a bit more of a gap in my wardrobe if I had bought it in the brown. But hey, this is really beautiful, and I wouldn't even call it a second place. I'd call it a 1.1 place. It's still absolutely stunning, and I'm really looking forward to incorporating this into my wardrobe as we head into these cooler months that we have where I am at the moment. So let's sit tight, guys. I will continue to update you on how this whole quota bag stuff comes along, and I will catch you soon. As soon as I know anything, you'll be the first to know. Bye.